Hey, how's it going, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Round Earth Society, episode 3.5. That's right, we're not dead. We're still here. uh, we've had some logistical problems. We've had some issues, but we're back. We're not dead. We're not going away. Basically, what happened is we've had scheduling issues. Unfortunately, Saman got downgraded from co-host to senior Kurdish correspondent after suffering from an acute case of syphilitic ass cancer. But no, just kidding. No, she's just moving away. And he's going through a lot right now. So unfortunately, he won't be joining us in a hosting gig anymore. But I'm sure he will be on as a correspondent in the future. Taking over his co-hosting responsibilities is my second favorite Serbian after Nero, Gorjajic.
He probably was Serbian.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How you guys doing? We're coming at you live from my bedroom.
Are we?
Yeah, this is
Are we?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're coming at you live from my bedroom.
Oh, nice.
My laptop stopped working, so you had to hook this up to my desktop. You know, we don't have that kind of funding. We're not the Joe Rogan podcast.
No.
We're better.
Right. No, but I mean, listen, this is better. Okay, you don't need all that fancy shit. No. So, what's going on, guys? It's April 14th. It's Easter. This is the day Jesus was playing Jenga in the cave by himself, plotting his revenge. So we're coming at you. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. There's been so much going on. We've been off for a few months.
And a lot has happened.
Jesus, where the fuck to start with this shit?
I think if we could write a page in a book for every day that has happened so far, we'd have a library bigger than that of Alexandria.
There's been a lot of like stupid shit going on.
You ever notice how it's the stupid shit that makes the news and it's so glorified, and then somebody who has an actual great achievement, you know,
it's the entertainment value. People just want that shock value.
You know that Cash Me Outside girl? She makes like apparently makes 100 G's a month from just marketing alone because of that quote.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? I'm not even mad at her. Good for you. You're gonna become rich.
I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at people that are buying this shit.
Yeah, that 400%. You know what? You're gonna have a good life. You won't ever go poor or hungry. Good for you. I'm happy for you. However, there's people out there legitimately who are intelligent people who have great ideas who you'll never hear from because there's nothing entertaining about them. They're good, therefore they're boring.
Yeah.
Right? That's true.
Yeah, there needs to be I think that's the problem with the value system reward that we're having right now. We're glorifying things that shouldn't even be. You know, people it should be stuff that we're laughing at, and that's the stuff that is like becoming entertaining and rewarding to ourselves. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a huge problem right now because the saying I've read that in North America alone, there's a need for about 1.5 million STEM jobs. And we just don't have the people to fill them.
You know what? Speaking of which, just because we're in Canada, this is a really important topic. So, our Minister of Science, Christy Duncan, she's my favorite person in Trudeau's administration by far. I think eons above everybody else is my favorite person. Because there's nothing that she has done has been bad or wrong.
Yeah.
She's funding for both men and women, young boys, young girls. She's funding innovations for science and all like STEM overall as well. She's pushing people to go into it. You know, kids want to have fun, right? So they don't see things as seriously. So she's making programs to have STEM fields look appealing to children. Yeah. And if you can do that, you already did something good.
Right.
You know, she's my favorite person in the Trudeau administration by far.
We need more people like that.
By far.
Education, I've been stressing that for a long time. Education needs to be revamped altogether. It's not been keeping up to our modern understanding of how the world works. Just the way the whole school system works right now. Whereas we're judging people, and it's a merit system solely based on short-term memory. If you look at how we're testing children,
it's short-term memory.
It's basically we're testing their capacity to memorize something for a short period of time. Let me ask you, for example, when you study for a test, and same thing for me when I went to school.
Right.
I would learn something, go through the test, and literally the next day completely forget everything about it.
It would.
I would not even know what
It
that
would be
subject
gone in
was.
seconds. I agree. As opposed to like when I had more commerce or business oriented courses, something like risk management and trade.
Oh, right.
Right.
If you
Things-
like something, then obviously
no,
you're
but
gonna-
things that are applicable to real life, I still remember to this day. And I remember even on when I had like assignments or whatever, I was able to score very high. Not just because I can regurgitate the information, but because I can explain it in a way and put it into a certain situation and it can work. As opposed to just regurgitating a piece of history that I'm gonna forget in 10 fucking minutes anyways. You know, not to say that it's not important, but it's short-term memory based.
Yeah.
You know,
And also the curriculum. The curriculum for me is
it needs to be revamped.
it's horrible. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's about 70% of the curriculum is stuff that doesn't apply to not only current situations, real life, or any sort of field that you're going to be going into. There's also certain fields that have been completely ignored. There's no class on, and let's just say high school. There's nothing in high school that teaches you financial stability,
Personal finance.
personal finance.
You and I talked about this before. Let's say the Greater Essex County, that's where we live, in case you're listening from.
Shh, don't tell them. They're gonna come out. Skull fuck you.
In case you're listening from somewhere in Hawaii,
Saudi Arabia.
Nantucket Island, or you're an alien polar bear. I don't know. Anyways, you and I talked about this before. Introducing like a personal finance and taxation class in high schools would be so good for everyone because you and I leaving high school, did we know shit all about like taxation and finance?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about credit. I didn't know anything about how credit works. They did teach you like a compound interest, but
Compound
they
interest is the scariest
they
fucking
never-
thing ever.
They never really showed you how that applies to real life. They never told you what's going to happen when you hit 18, 19, and they're going to start throwing credit cards at you. And I mean, I got burned by that so hard.
I took my first credit.
$4,000. Let's go buy all the stupid shit I don't need.
My
For
first.
$4,000, thank you.
I think I was,
Free money.
I was 20 years old when I got my first credit card, and it was only a $500 one.
So they start you at 5, but then they increase the limit.
No, I never allowed them to increase my limit. But like even like when it was
They
like,
do it without you allowing them.
that's true. They're like, oh, your credit is fine.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 now.
They send you a new credit card in the mail,
Yeah.
even though that one has expired.
My favorite is I'm with TD. Don't hack me for the 5th time, please. Anyways, I used to get like credit cards sent to my home like, welcome to Scotiabank. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
the fuck? Listen, Scotiabank, what are you doing? How am I on your list? No one in my family deals with Scotiabank. None. How does it?
It's all that disclosure of information now. Your personal information is always being collected by some sort of third party company who sells it.
Yeah.
Who literally sells your personal information to legit financial institutions, and this is completely legal.
I mean, it's also looking at it because in Canada we have the Freedom of Information Act. So long story short, for those of you who don't know what it is, Canada is consistently ranked within the top 10 countries in the world for fairness.
Butt plugs.
Actually, it's actually one of the most sexual countries in the world too.
Ooh.
So you're actually correct on that, even though that's hilarious. It's like a tornado for your asshole. Anyways, it's constantly ranked as one of the top 10 countries in the world for many things, and freedom of information and press is one of them. So the Freedom of Information Act, long story short, you go and contact, I forget what the number is, but you just Google it, whatever. Freedom of Information Act Canada, contact the agency, you pay a certain fee, so, you know, those record keepers can go in there and get you the information that you want. So if somebody wants to get your information on some public thing you did, they can. Looking at it the other way, if I want to know what the government is planning on right now, like what new bills they want to introduce or get rid of, you simply, like, I think it's like a 50 or something fee, you pay in, and within like a week or two, because it takes a little bit to get it, you get it sent to your email or your home, whatever you want, hard copy or online. And companies will do this, and they'll collect the information, look at statistics, and then sell you shit based on it. It's completely legal, right?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
It like, while it's a freedom of information, it's also intrusive, right?
Yeah.
You can look at it from that way.
Yeah, I don't like what that's going at all. I I mean, I used to think I'm like, well, what's the harm of it? You know, I'm a pretty open kind of guy.
Yeah.
You find out things about me, but then you find out that there's really so many ways that this can actually hurt you. And also it's just annoying just being bombarded with marketing over and over again. I hate commercial, like I don't watch anything that has advertisements in it. Like I just can't stand
The only thing I never minded growing up was like the OxyClean commercials.
or the beer commercials.
The
Canadian beer commercials are
the
by
Canadian
far
if you
unreal.
the I Am Canadian ones.
I'm Canadian.
Okay.
Unreal.
The I Am Canadian commercials when I was a child, I looked at that and I would start laughing. I'm like, these are fucking fantastic. The OxyClean. See this tire? See this blotch of residue from this nuclear bomb? No fucking problem. Sprinkle some oxy shit on it. Good as new. Look at my
Sprinkle
beard.
some crack on them.
Yeah. This shit cleans everything.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, nice list of topics for you guys today.
Oh yeah, let's just jump into.
That was our long intro, by the way.
Let's.
All right, Dan. What's the first one?
I gotta go with a few things that Trump's been doing.
All right.
Let's just go over a few things that is
Because they do affect.
administration.
It does affect us here in Canada.
It honestly, in my opinion, actually affects me more than what the Canadian government's doing.
Fair enough.
Not to mention that I've actually spent the last 2 years in the U.S. more than I have Canada, being on the road. Let's tackle. I'm not gonna go over all the nonsense you see in the media, all the stupid shit that you see on his Twitter. It's obviously a bunch of nonsense. Obviously, he's just a man child. He's a man baby. Let's forget all about that stuff and just actually tackle some of the policies that this man tried to do. First of all, the healthcare bill, aka Trump care, aka Republican care, aka Paul Ryan fuck you buddy care. Okay?
Listen, Paul
What was that bill?
First
of all, what was?
Okay, let me explain to you. Paul Ryan, when even the most staunch of Republicans look at you and say, that is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking seen. They're like, that's not healthcare. The only health that's
It was more tax cuts for the rich.
No,
That's
all
they did.
it was taking your money and giving it to people who don't need your money for healthcare that they don't need because they already have it. That wasn't a healthcare bill. That was just a healthcare bill by name. Paul Ryan, you are literally one of the dumbest people ever. You look like a friendly face, but you're a cunt.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. When Obamacare first came out, call it for what it is. It was wealth redistribution. Rich people did pay more so that poor people can live. Okay? If that's so bad, if that's so hard to accept, I'm sorry. But this new plan that he rolled out was a complete disaster. Agreed?
It was essentially wealth redistribution from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So like the bottom doesn't have that much to give. Why do you think people start to favor universal basic income more and more? Is because their ability to move up is becoming harder and harder, and they're just being riddled with debt. Like,
well, we can talk about wealth redistribution.
You know,
I'm planning on actually talking about that.
It's a dangerous precedent. It sends many dangerous.
Just to stay on topic, just to stay on top of the policies here. The next thing is the wall, and this is the shit baffery that just hits me, like punches me right in the left testicle, and just like I just go. First of all, there's some Republican in Texas that said the only thing a 50-foot wall does is create a business for 51-foot ladders. Because that's what it...
By the way, we have our friend Lauren here. He's dying of laughter over there. But it's true.
Keep it together, Lauren.
Yeah, but it's true. Like somebody says, was it like $400 million wall, $100 ladder?
Something like 60% of all the immigrants that come into the U.S. from Mexico come in on legit visas, which eventually expire.
They just never
Out of those 60%, 40% come in by air. The other people will figure out how to get around your stupid wall. Not to mention, forget about the cost, which is nowhere near the 4 to 10, 12 billion, what he said. It's going to be closer to 26, 30 billion dollars. It will achieve nothing. Might as well just buy 100 hats for everyone with that money, because they'll be more effective. You'll get more done than buying this wall. They'll find a way to get around it. That's not how they're coming in, first of all.
Now, speaking of which, you know how like sometimes you scroll through Instagram and people actually post news clips on there. I saw one that's biting wall supporters in the ass. So there's people that live literally on the border of
and they have to build the wall behind their property,
right, which means
makes them not. Congratulations, you're not Mexican.
No, like they are. That is the smallest part of the United States of America. I'm like, if some Mexican, let's say you built a wall and that part it went around that house, so you're facing the wall away from America, and you're facing Mexico. I'm gonna tell you, like, even like regular people, you and I would be like, hey, you want to go, like, I don't know, steal this free house that's technically ours now. Nobody's claimed it. It's in our country, so let's just make it. It's like Liberland between Serbia and Croatia. No, nobody's here. Let's just take it.
Yeah, it's like international no man's land or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm like, that's bad. I'm like, then.
Not to mention that if you build it on your side of the Rio Grande, you're basically surrendering the river to Mexico completely. Let's get a little bit behind it, because this all stems from this fear mongering that immigrants are coming into this country and stealing your job. Let me tell you something. If someone that comes to this country that barely knows the language or doesn't know it at all, is poor, has no connections, has virtually no education, if that guy is stealing your job, maybe you're a piece of fucking shit and he deserves to take your job.
Yeah.
Okay? If that guy is stealing your job, okay, then you're a piece of shit.
Like,
I'm sorry if PhD Dr. Mohammed is coming here from another country and taking that doctor job that you're not qualified for. Okay, this fear mongering, this immigrant fear mongering, is stupid, and it panned out to his voters really well. And this is the kind of stuff that I love about Trump. I think he knows how stupid this wall is, but it's like, well, I said I'm gonna do it, so I gotta do it now.
Just to add to what you said, I'm like, statistically, U.S. and Canada actually technically need more doctors and specialists.
Sure,
they do. That's why, like,
desperately.
No, it's true. The country of India, I think every year like graduates 50,000 something qualified doctors, which are just as good as, if not better, some of the physicians here.
They put them on United Airlines and ship them to Canada.
Oh, speaking of United Airlines,
we'll get to United Airlines.
There's been more than
we'll get the meme, the internet meme expertology.
As PewDiePie said, the memes have been delicious.
Oh.
They have.
Oh. Well, just a couple more major things I want to hit on this shitstorm that's been the Trump presidency.
It's the wall thing. It's not working out. Like when the idea first came into play, people were like, you know what, not a bad idea. But then when you start putting all the little pieces together and looking into details, they're like, oh my God, there's so many problems to run through.
So many problems. You have to build roads, because a lot of that is literally no man's land. It's just a desert or completely uninhabited. You have to build highways that can support heavy trucks and heavy equipment. You think of all the engineers you have to hire.
You can't
think of all the construction equipment that you have to bring.
You can't just airdrop a 1-ton brick on a border.
Yeah, he didn't really think that through. Next thing on the Trump list, Trump bombed Syria. Hey, what do you think about that?
And I wasn't a fan when Obama did it. Not a fan when Trump's doing it. It's weird because he said he wouldn't want to bomb Syria. He said, "Why are we in there?"
Specifically tweeted to our stupid idiot leader, "Don't bomb Syria. Bad things would happen. Nothing good would happen."
He was right about that. Nothing good will happen, and nothing.
This is why I think that, and like I have to. This sounds like, and we'll eventually get to this bipartisan stuff. It's like if you're not with me, then you're against me, and you're on the other team. I'm on the team that makes sense. Okay, there's certain things that I love about liberals, certain things I love about the Republicans. But this just shows you how spineless the Republicans are. 2013, Assad used chemical weapons on his people then. Obama went to Congress to ask for permission to step in, because that's what you do. When a country doesn't directly attack you, if you want to intervene, you need Congress's permission. That's why you have a democracy in the first place.
Right.
And because Congress was Republican majority, they shut him down, just like they shut down everything that he wanted to do. And then from that day on to this day, and you can find, I don't know how many freaking Fox News clips of them criticizing Obama for being weak, for not interfering in Syria.
By the way, Fox News, nothing to do with Foxes or news.
That's right.
That's right. Specifically, I think like Fox News is actually registered as an entertainment corporation, not as a news agency.
Yeah, well, they say like, oh yeah, we're definitely partisan, and this is news. These are opinion pieces. But people look at you for news. So
Like I saw a meme like people in the U.S. wearing a shirt that said like Fox News and chill. I'm like, listen, I'd rather nothing than chill.
Fox News, they go fuck yourself. Okay, buddy, Fox News and chill.
Yeah, listen, like there's a guy me and Dan talked to. We met through Instagram. He's the most atheisty atheist in Texas. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I used to be just like that guy. You know what? And you know why I gave up? Because you're never gonna win that fucking war, man.
No,
you're never not like that. You're not gonna go walk in. There's no amount of scientific evidence you can present to a religious person.
someone who's already made up their mind and is not willing to hear a conversation. It doesn't work.
It's just I gave up on that. You know what? And democracy, freedom, motherfucker. You can believe whatever stupid fucking pixie space fucking asshole you want to believe in, okay? I don't give a shit, okay? I'll even fight for you so you can maintain your right to believe.
Right.
As long as you're not chopping people's heads off or you're imposing your own version of what is right on other people because of a pixie demon fairy fucking ass pirate. Then we're good. We're good. We can just move on from there. Whatever you believe in, you know? Ask pirates.
Yeah, like listen, I'm all for like freedom of expression, freedom of speech, but
freedom of religion. It's important.
Yeah, like you like. I have a theory. I'm like, if everybody who's like crazy religious out there was like, you know how the Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door?
Yes.
They ask you if you want to join, whatever. You say no. They say have a nice day, and then they leave. That's all they do. They say have a nice day, and then leave.
Yeah, cool. I could do without that.
Yeah, I can deal without that. But like, you know, if you know all these people were like that, you don't really have a problem with it. Jehovah's Witnesses, you like stop coming to my house. I don't care that Jesus got a cool new haircut. Whatever, man. You know, you know what? If he drives a Lambo, sick. Whatever. But listen, yeah, like you say, thank you and leave. Okay, thanks. That's the end of it.
You know the most beautiful thing about like all these like hardcore religious people. If you actually take a look at like let's just look at what the New Testament and Jesus and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus was a communist.
Kind of
by all
he was kind of a socialist. Yeah.
He was definitely a socialist, but I'm telling you, he was mostly a communist. 2, he was most likely a drug addict. Okay, no one goes to the fucking desert, says they've seen some demons, and you didn't do peyote, motherfucker. Okay, stop it with the nonsense. You went to the desert, you fucking took the peyote, you ran around naked, you got dehydrated, you fucked a salamander. I don't know what else you did in there. You come out, you look like a prophet, you didn't shave your beard, you look cool, boom, done. Son of God, motherfucker, what's up?
No, like the story, like it's even the movie was called Angels and Demons and all that noise, whatever. All those really cool movies. Like I forget which one it was. But like, oh, why isn't there anybody talk about like the story of Jesus? Like birth, fast forward 20-something years, death. I'm like, what happened between them?
He was a carpenter. Let's not kid ourselves. Jews don't become carpenters. They hire carpenters. Okay, stop fucking around with that shit.
Maybe back in the day they needed carpenters. Maybe
walking around in sandals being a carpenter. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Maybe back in the day, the figuring out Jesus was one of those people born who like had a really high IQ, like Stephen Hawking, but could walk. Shout out to Stephen Hawking, man, you're cool. Yeah, but yeah. There's certain things that like bug me. Like I don't care who you pray to, just as long as you're a good person at the end of the day, that's fine. Oh, speaking of which, I don't like motion M103. It's a non-binding motion that the House of Commons voted in favor of. So long story short, an MP in Mississauga, Iker Khalid, brought forth motion M103, and it doesn't define it. It says this motion condemns all forms of Islamophobia. That's all it says. It doesn't define it. I'm like, oh ho ho ho. I'm like, what do you mean by that? right?
Yeah, that's a slippery slope.
That is a slippery slope. I'm like, listen, I know you don't like people.
Freedom of speech is important. Okay, so freedom of speech is important. It's also dangerous, but that's where education comes in,
Right.
and that's when teaching people to be bullshit proof comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, there used to be all classes on that. Why the fuck aren't there classes on bullshit proofism and fucking backyard expertology defeatism? Okay, why can't we?
Some horse Egyptology.
When you have the FSB creating memes on Facebook about fake news, there needs to be a way for you to discern what is real and what isn't real. And there's no classes on that.
Yeah.
People fall. They
Listen.
read anything and then like,
Bright lights catch you.
well, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. I
Listen.
read it online and I watched a YouTube video.
Listen, yeah, bright lights with a narrative can catch anyone. And listen, I'll be the first to admit, I've been swindled and swaggled before by like bright lights too, right? And
I
then
don't know what that is.
So bright lights, something looks to be true, it looks to be great, and you go for it, you go do it, and after you're like, oh shit, I fucked up,
Yeah.
right?
And you realize the Kool-Aid wasn't fucking strong enough. And...
Thank God the Kool-Aid wasn't strong enough.
All right, moving on here.
Anyways, jokes aside, next topic, please.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, because this has been happening. So this is exactly what I've been trying to tell people. I'm not a fucking liberal completely. Okay, like I don't. There's a lot of stupid shit that liberals do that just like
Baffle your logic.
shit baffle. They shit baffle. One of my favorite words. And recently, it's been the attack on free speech. Okay,
Because of feelings.
if you disagree, this is how it works. You stupid fucks. Okay, when someone comes to your school,
Let's let's separate the liberals from the triggerals. Okay? You know,
and again, this is like grouping all liberals in, but it's not all liberals think this, but it seems to be predominantly just people on the left that are like, oh, my feelings are hurt, so I'm gonna do something stupid, like throw a burning bottle at your car or something. It's happened on the West Coast, but I think it's been happening everywhere. And even when I was in school, I noticed that as soon as you would go against the dogma of this leftist mentality, that they would just do anything to shut you up. Let me explain how freedom of speech works for some of you stupid fucks out there that don't understand how this works. You have to make the decision to discern for yourself if you agree with something or not. And if you disagree with it, you present your own opinion as to why you disagree with it.
Right.
Shutting that person down only makes their opinion more valid.
yes.
Okay, and it makes
Especially if you do it violently.
and it makes you look like a big stupid dummy because your only action was through violence or through some other form of shutting someone down. But on the same side, because this happened with Milo Yiannopoulos, he's like, "Oh, they shut me down. They didn't give me my book." I mean, listen, that's a private entity, and they don't have to give you your fucking book.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't have to do that.
Listen. Yeah, Milo. The thing with Milo is like he's a very good provocateur. You know, like when he like argues certain things, like he's very witty and knowledgeable on the topic, and it's kind of funny. And then on the same side, like because he went so far into the narrative, you could see there was like something like fucking with him. You know. And then it came out that like when he was younger, he got molested like viciously by like this one priest. Apparently, his name was Father Michael. That's what he said.
Father ass fucky.
Yeah. So like he got so fucked up by it that like he called his own like rape. He's like, oh, that's just what do you call it? He's like, oh, that's just
Didn't he say something that if it wasn't for Father Michael,
I wouldn't
he couldn't suck cock as well? First of all, that's hilarious. Okay.
Second of all, that's a dangerous.
We make just jokes like that all the time.
That's a dangerous precedent because he is a well-known public figure.
Right, and see, I didn't agree for them attacking him like that. First of all, don't get me wrong, sexual assault is horrible. It's terrible.
Bad.
That's not what I'm laughing at. But that's a joke. The guy made a joke. If you can't see, and he's a troll. He's a known troll. Stop.
He's a masterful.
Stop responding to all the trollish shit out there. It's not your job as weekend warrior, internet police admin to go out there and comment on every stupid meme that makes you want to slit your wrists. Okay, stop it.
Yeah. Agreeing with that. Now on the flip side, I think like how far political correctness is gone. It's basically become like sugar-coated censorship, right? And in the USA, on the right-wing side of view, they'll say like, yeah, we hate that, and then
the right wing side is fake news. Fake news, fake news.
Yeah.
And that's how they shut that down.
Yeah, and then on the right-wing side, they're like, yeah, we hate that shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I've got to agree with you. And then you say, this cop did something wrong. Even, and they're like, how dare you? You should never be able to say that. You must hate all police. How dare you? I'm like, see,
let me explain that a little bit better.
Right, but like, you see what I'm saying, right?
Let me so, and this isn't even partisan. So you have Party A.
Yeah.
Says something that Party B doesn't like.
Yeah.
Party B comes out with a response to what Party A says.
Right.
And then Party A says like, oh, you're just mad, bro, or you're a snowflake, or oh, you hurt your feelings, oh, you're trying to shut me down. And that can be both.
Right.
Liberal or conservative.
Right.
I see it from both sides. When someone responds to what you're saying, that's just them using their freedom of speech.
Yes.
So when you come out and say, oh, you're butthurt and all this stuff. Let me give you another example.
Stop being so fucking partisan.
Republicans shit their pants when Obama became president. They fucking hated it so much they didn't want to accept it for 8 years. And now, when Trump becomes president,
right,
they pull the same shit. Liberals are fucking butthurt about it, and now Republicans are telling them, why don't you just get over it? Get over it. No, these people are not going to fucking get over it.
They're American citizens.
You couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
You're both using the same stupid, illogical argument for the same issue.
Now, I like how partisan it is. Man, when I say I like how partisan it is, I'm completely fucking lying. The worst thing is, like, I saw a Fox News clip, and I felt even dumber for watching it, but I needed to know how stupid it was going to be just to laugh and immediately be able to counter it at any point in time. So like, oh, look at that. Trump got elected and a riot started. You know what happened when Obama got elected? Everybody went back to work the next day. I'm like, actually, you could go on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever and see this. I'm like, people were burning effigies of Obama. They were holding protests saying, I think he's anti-white. They were running around saying, president.
They literally thought he was the devil. Trump himself. A lot of people, I still can't believe they forget that the anti-birther movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
They thought the guy was Nigerian. And this is started by Trump. Trump started this. Where's the birth certificate? Here's the birth certificate. Obama took some damage for not showing that earlier.
Yeah.
But this is just something you should be showing. You don't have to show this.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
I'm sure they went through all that citizen proofing stuff way before you get to be president.
Yeah. And like they made a big deal because like his middle name is Hussein because his father is, I forget Kenyan. His father's Kenyan, right?
I thought he was Nigerian. Kenyan?
Kenyan, yeah. His father was Kenyan. I'm like, yes, Barack Obama is a super Kenyan name. His father gave him that because he's his son.
Yeah.
Big fucking deal.
When they're running around with the cheetahs and the antelopes over there, like, hey, Barack!
I'm Barack in the house now. No, like,
let's be honest, though. For the first black president, there couldn't have been a worse name than Barack Hussein Obama. Obama sounds like Osama.
Hussein sounds like...
And honestly, this is... You know, like they say, like, oh, you gotta stop calling Republicans stupid. But you gotta meet me halfway and stop being stupid. Okay? Oh, Obama sounds like Osama. That's it. He's Muslim. And they did polls until the end of his presidency. Something like 40% of all Republicans thought he was Muslim. And against guns, when actually he's done absolutely jack shit to limit guns.
You want to know who was against limiting gun ownership? Some Democrats, sure. Celebrities. Your own fake news propped up that fake ass news. Say like, oh, this person's against that. No, they didn't. Speaking of fake news, so recently Fox News got caught in the most hilarious fucking lie. So yes, we all know that Sweden has been having some problems because with their migrant issue. Long story short, they took 100,000, but only about 1,500 got jobs. So now, because they have a housing crisis, things are fucked up in that sector. Okay, so Fox News hosted a fake Swedish,
Is it a terrorist attack?
No, fake Swedish defense minister or something like that. Or like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, right? And the current government in Sweden is like quite left wing, and like the opposition government I could best compare them to, I guess.
Because they're like centrist.
Yeah, centrist, like
Yeah.
like I don't know, an Ontario conservative. I guess the best way I could compare them to, right? It's centrist.
Like a mild Ontario conservative.
Like a progressive conservative.
Yeah.
Right. So like even they're like, we've never heard of this guy. This guy does not work for our government. First of all, yeah, he has a Swedish name. I'm like, before a guy who has a Swedish name, he had the accent of somebody who like is from like Oregon or something like that. They're like,
What?
like I'm not even joking. Like
Hey y'all, I'm from Sweden.
no, it was even like I saw this news clip on shout out to a channel called Secular Talk, and like this guy was like, he's like, this has to be one of the biggest fucking blunders in the last 5 years because
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. He's like, it's gotta be one of the biggest.
Buongiorno.
Enzo Gorlami.
Girl, allow me. All right, I want to just get back on topic here because we're getting off topic.
I hope you had a good laugh, but back to serious stuff.
I want to just more things of liberal shit that pisses me off. And again, I'm not painting a broad stroke over anyone here. When I say conservatives, I'm not saying all conservatives. When I'm saying liberals, I'm not saying all liberals.
Yeah, so don't get triggered. Either one of you.
You see, yeah, don't fucking slit your wrists or fucking come to my house because I will fuck your ass up, okay? Culture appropriation. This is something that's been fucking bothering.
Cultural appropriation. Here we go. That is the dumbest thing to ever be offended about. You don't like cultural appropriation? No problem. Are you a tribe of Arabic people? No. Don't use our modern number system. Do you want to vote? Sure. Good thing. Are you Greek? No. Okay. Don't fucking vote. See how that works? Are you an
what's so bad with
yeah.
adapting things from another culture?
That works.
If you like something from another culture and you think that works better than what you're doing so far, why not use it, man? I mean, look at all the beautiful music that black people created with the blues and jazz and stuff like that, and white people took it and they made more music along the same lines.
You want to know why? Because they like the sound.
But the thing about it, that's not culture appropriation. That jazz and blues music came from something else. It's an evolution. Right?
Yeah,
it's an evolution.
People like the sound of it.
It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with culture appropriation.
Yeah. Cultural appropriation means somebody sees,
unless someone like steals your shit. Okay, and they're like, yo, listen. You came up with a song, and then that guy comes and does the same song or something like that, and says that I fucking made that up. Okay,
yeah.
That's bad.
You know what cultural appropriation does? Like, it's a good thing, by the way. So, person A creates something lovely. Person B and person C say, hey, that's really cool. I wanna experience that too. AKA, what happens is that thing that person A created spreads.
Yeah, and look at where we live. Okay, we live in a melting pot. Especially people here in North America, we're from all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't think that there's going to be some sort of mixing of cultures, then I don't know what you're thinking. There's nothing wrong about it. Again, as long as you're not stealing that person's idea, that the whole culture. Give credit where credit is due. But if you like it and if you use it, then go ahead.
One of the dumbest things I've seen is like in the University of Ottawa. They wanted to ban people from having a yoga class because they're like, that's cultural appropriation against Buddhists. And people holding it were like, yeah, so what's your point? Yoga's cool. They're like, and it's always the small group of people who just never want to listen to anybody. They just shout. Yeah, we're about 30 minutes in. And they just want to shut down any conversation. I'm like, well, you do realize you're shutting down both the conservation of a good thing and the progression of a good thing.
Right.
Like, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, cultural appropriation. You can't wear your hair that way. Oh, okay. Like, do you like to wear sandals in the summer? Nope, you're not Roman. Fuck off. You know?
It's Benjamin Franklin invented electricity. Therefore, only white people can use electricity. Just think of how stupid that sounds when you say something like that. Okay, moving on. That's a very simple one. Let's dwell on that too much. It's dumb. Stop doing it, you fucking idiots. Feminism
has turned into family hating and man hating. It's supposed to be the concept of gender equality between the only two biological genders.
No. Here it is. Here's where I don't agree with that. People come and say, feminism is just gender equality. You don't believe in gender equality? Of course I do. But that's not what feminism is.
No.
Feminism is discussing gender equality in regards to women's issues only.
Mm.
So once we want to start about gender equality, let's call it gender equality. You want to talk about feminism, then let's talk about the problems that women are facing. But it has become twisted and manipulated, and I see a lot of man hate, especially white man hate out there. Listen, I'm all for it, ladies. Okay, equal pay for equal work, all for it. Um, Being able to control your own body and do whatever you want with your body, I'm all for it. But it's become to a point where you blame everything
on everybody but yourself if you do something stupid to yourself.
right.
Right? And you blame something that doesn't exist on.
And let's not kid ourselves. Look how much better. Look where women were 100 years ago, and look where women are now. We still have a lot of ways to go, but it's nowhere near. It's almost where it should be. I think we got a little bit ways to go.
Yeah, like right, you know.
And I'm talking about the Western society, mind you. Okay, I'm not talking about those fucking backyard sand cave fuckers where they're treating their women like possessions.
Like,
Okay?
listen,
I'm not talking about
listen,
those.
if
people.
you're a Saudi national and you come by this, you already know what the fuck we're talking
I'm
about.
talking about the Western world, and
Yeah,
mostly when feminism is most important, I think it needs to apply more to those countries where women literally have no rights. They're not allowed to speak. They have to dress accordingly to what a man tells them to do.
or what some religious. They have a religious police over there.
They're married into relationships. They're forced into marrying men that they don't want to be with. When
Even
they're
sometimes
children,
as minors as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as children,
Like-
rape is a serious issue over there. So I'm not downgrading
Yeah.
the issues that women are facing internationally.
Yeah.
But when you look at the Western society, it's not. Don't make it sound that it's as bad. We still got some ways to work here.
But we have the ability to use logic.
Remember, we had this argument for a long time,
Of course.
of between me and you,
Yeah.
about pay, equal pay, and you're hitting me with all these statistics that women work less or they take more vacation
on average, because
or what I was referring to is, and it's I'm talking about equal pay for equal work.
yeah, with that I agree. Right, equal pay.
I'm not talking about if a man has to do a more dangerous job than a woman, and that's why there's a pay disparity there.
Right, like generally, like a more dangerous job will pay you more because it's more dangerous, right?
Right. So, or a harder, more physical job. Those jobs also used to tend to pay more than other jobs. But that's not what I'm. Yeah, those are not referring to those. I'm talking about when you work a job, and your coworker is a woman and does the same type of work, then there should be no reason why that person makes less.
I agree.
But then I don't know how to enforce that because there's no good way to make an employee. This is where like I get there's a lot of as an employer.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the right to pay that person whatever the fuck me and that person agree upon.
Yeah, there's that, right? You know, there's that.
There's no. I don't think the government really has a right to go and tell employers what they can pay. If they don't like it, they can fuck off. Go to another job where that happens.
Right. So then there you have like.
That's where I'm very. That's where I take a more conservative approach.
Because you have that balance of worlds, right? I completely understand. And for the people out there, like, because
that's where like I don't like unions. Like I understand, but at the same time, when Fucky the idiot's been on the job for 20 years, he's slacking off, he's not doing his job, and I can't fire him without paying huge amounts of money. That's ridiculous. And that happens a lot.
Yeah, when I used to work as a security guard in Ford, mind you, I worked under a contract through like an agency, but still, I used to work a lot of midnights, and I asked to work midnights because Ford had this contract with Michigan State University. So long story short, if you work a certain amount of hours at Ford, even through a contract agency or as an employee, you can, through them and their partnership with Michigan State University, take a fully accredited program for free online. So I took occupational health and safety, right?
Yeah.
I by the way, midnights, there's not a lot of like inbound or outbound freight or things happening. So I was able to spend a lot of time taking just straight up tests and exams online and passing them just to get fully accredited, right? Yeah, I did. So it came, and because I worked a lot of midnights, I was spending time in the office, and the midnight HR manager one day just had enough because the same people who were so protected via the union, they show up to work 2 out of 5 days a week. They make up some bullshit excuse. I'm not feeling well. Oh, my car broke down.
Yeah. And the union rep just protects them because that's what their job is.
Right, and like, I remember this was like when this was in 2013. Yeah, it was in 2013. So like, Windsor County was recovering from that economic meltdown in 2008. Anyway, but it was still going. It was going fine. And my job was to call him and tell him, hey, this person's not coming into work. This is their employee number, and this is the reason why.
Right.
Usually, I forget his name. He'd be very professional about it. Like, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is there anything else? Call me if there's anything. Right. Did his job exactly how an HR person should do their job. One night, this guy had enough. He's like, Igor, what the fuck? And I was like, excuse me. He's like, this is so bullshit. He's like, I can't fire these people who are not coming to work on purpose, but we have to pay them for doing nothing. And I cannot hire somebody even part-time to do their job because the union will sue us and they will win.
And this is why I read that this is one of the reasons why manufacturing is dead in the U.S. and Canada, because we're no longer in that state of economic progression. People aren't as hardworking as they used to be because of all these different. And mostly, if you think about it, they're good about protecting the worker,
right,
and the worker having rights.
Mm-hmm.
You think that all these things make sense, but it's created a very lazy type of worker
mentality,
and I don't think they can bring that back, especially when you have someone that's a way harder worker, a way more efficient worker for less in another country. You can't bring that back here. It's not going to happen.
Because think of the shitstorm that would happen if you try to roll back those regulations. Oh my god. Right? Because,
yeah, they're hard to roll back.
Yeah.
And look at what happened here in Windsor. I think it was it Ford when they couldn't come to a decision when they went on strike. It was years back.
Because we have two plants in Windsor and Ford, and like one of them just like because I used to work there, they're like half the people just didn't.
And they're like anymore. Ford came in and said like, listen, this was during the recession.
Yeah.
And we're like, listen, we cannot pay you the $27 an hour anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to have to shut down the plant if this keeps happening. The union went on strike. Obviously, they're not going to take a pay cut.
Right.
So they shut down the plant. So then you have no job.
Yeah. So no. Yeah. So
think of the trickle effect, because for each direct job, there's like another 3 or 4 dependent on it.
Yeah.
So you lose those jobs as well. So for people that aren't part of a union or a part of something completely different and have no say in it at all.
It was a slippery
slope. Ford shut down, so then therefore we lost an additional 500% to the jobs that we lost at Ford.
Yeah, the slippery slope of shit was bad.
Yeah.
Right?
There was a shit catastrophe. A shit avalanche.
Shit tsunami.
I want to talk about one more serious
thing
before we jump into some current events.
Current events are the best things. Lots of Canadian ones.
Maybe it's been overplayed a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about racism because again, every year something happens. Another black kid gets shot, or something happens. Some white guy says something stupid. Black Lives Matter blows up another convenience store. Someone does something stupid.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
this is my perspective on it, and I don't think a lot of people share my perspective, but that's fine. You don't.
Or maybe they do,
but just don't be fucking condescending about it.
Yeah, or maybe they do, but they're just afraid to say something because they don't want to get called a racist.
I don't think that. First of all, scientifically, there is no difference. There's no such thing as race. Okay, I think maybe that's just the wrong word. Maybe we've just been conditioned into believing this
because we come from different cultural backgrounds and different tribes.
But genetically, there's no difference. We're gonna have cultural differences.
Yeah.
Because we've been raised in you know what race is? Okay. Black people moved away from the equator to areas where the sun wasn't as strong, so they lost the melanin production, and that's what happened. That's what your race is. Okay. That's what happened. Right. There's nothing else to it.
Based on our environmental and geographical locations, we adapted to it and started change. On the outside, we changed the way we look through time.
If we wanna move on and and this might sound grandiose or maybe a superficial view on how to address this entire issue, but I don't think it is. We need to stop talking about race. I'm not saying forget the history of it, but first of all, there's no such thing as Black History Month. It's history, okay? It's part of everyone's history. We need to stop with the denominations, okay?
Morgan Freeman
things
said
like-
the same thing.
Things that's where I got it from. I
Yeah,
need
exactly.
to give them the credit for it.
Yeah.
We need to move away from this. Oh, white people do this. Oh, Asian people act like this. Oh, black people. Like, we need to move away from categorizing people.
Long story
inside of
short,
one group.
no matter where you're from, long story short, no matter where you're from in the world, whether it be here, Canada, could be Zimbabwe, could be fucking Thailand, or some other country, there's gonna be some people that do something stupid. Period.
And just a short tie into that, because another thing that pisses me off, it always comes up at some stupid party, some guy's drunk and says something stupid about reappropriation. And when people think about slavery in North America, they just think of like, oh, black people were enslaved, and yeah, they were, and I'm not
defending
it's
it.
not defending it. It was
not.
horrible. Let me hit you with some history facts here right now. There is no current country on the planet that at not one point did not practice slavery. That includes all the countries in Africa. That's a whole bunch of black people
And by the way,
doing slavery.
Mauritania,
All
and
the
Africa
all the
still have it.
European countries. Asia was predominant. The Chinese were notorious for slaves. The Japanese did it. The Russians did it. Everywhere you went, at one point in time, they practiced slavery. Either for racial issues or simply just economic. Like, example, in Roman times, the Romans didn't give a fuck what color you were. Roman citizens were black, white, whatever the fuck you came from. And they were very simple. Like, we come here, we take your shit, thanks for the land, peace, bitches. Everyone here you live here, you're my slave. Simple as that, regardless of who you were. Okay, so that's another form of slavery. So if we want to talk about, oh, how bad you had it, I'm tired of that. You can only use this excuse so much. I'm not going to go and ask for repatriation, or I'm not going to go and ask money from the Italians from when they invaded my country 2,000 years ago. We need to move forward and away from this type of thinking that just continues to divide us.
Right. Like, I'm Serbian. I'm not going to go and demand that the president of Turkey pay Serbs for all that shit baffling that happened with the
Irish were British slaves for the longest time.
Like, most Irish people these days don't even speak the Irish language. Which, by the way, I found out there was an Irish language maybe like 2 years ago, and I listened to somebody speak it, can't understand a fucking thing. It's weird. But yeah, like, listen, horrible shit happened back in the day.
Slavery happened. Almost everyone that's a descendant of anyone right now, at one point in time, was affected by slavery. Let's not go back to generations and ask for. There's no such thing. You can't do it. If you give it to one person, that means you have to give it to everyone.
Which means in the end, everybody has to pay everybody.
Again, I'm not downplaying what happened with slavery. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But you have to understand it happened everywhere.
Right.
Okay?
Right. And like, I get it. Don't forget, learn your history, but don't fucking subjugate people.
African nations went to war with each other
over slaves.
And whichever nation won, because they're small nations back then, tribe. And even if you look at modern African countries, there's a lot of nations that live into one country.
Right.
Like some of them, like I think, Congo's got like 40 something nations or some shit like this. That 40 different languages. The winner took the loser, put them in chains, and sold them to white people, or a Dutch or a French or British or whatever.
Right.
That's a fact. That's history.
Right. By the way,
let's not forget about it, but let's get over it together.
Speaking of slavery, and like I hate how condescending some groups are. Like, for example, the group known as Black Lives Matter Toronto, their leader in a public Yusuf Kogali, in a public forum called Prime Minister Justin Trudeau a white supremacist terrorist, which is the furthest thing from the fucking truth. If anything, the Prime Minister
Trudeau, white supremacist terrorist. Trudeau walking around literally celebrating every religion. Happy Ramadan, happy Chinese. Trudeau, shut the fuck up with the Chinese New Year's and get your ass to work, okay? Stop celebrating all these holidays.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, if anything, Trudeau just tries to get everybody to have a conversation with each other and tries to get everybody to smile.
Yeah.
Calling them white supremacist terrorists is like saying trees for deforestation, rape victims for more rape.
Trudeau reminds
Like,
me of that. Trudeau reminds me of one of those like white guys that goes to India for 2 years and comes back as a guru. You see him, he doesn't wear shoes and walks around with like a white overcoat or whatever the hell they wear.
Sandals. He tells you that you cook your soup wrong. But like,
lives in a house made from bamboo and completely recycled materials.
Refuses to drive an Audi, now drives a fucking...
Has 3 separate kale gardens. Drives a Prius, but he thought that was too bad too, so he went back to horses.
Drives a tuk-tuk. Yeah, like, there's things like that. Like, now there's a few countries in the world that still have actual legal slavery. Mauritania being one of them.
Yeah.
And like, if you look at it, any attempt by separatist groups in Mauritania to stop it has been met with brutal force. Like, just brutal force. They're like, oh, you want to end legal slavery here? Die. That's all that happens. And like, you don't really hear about it. What's Mauritania? It's a shithole with no resources. And, just a
Mauritania. What's going on in Mauritania? Those fucking little monkeys with the big eyes and fucking a couple trees no one's ever seen. Forget about that shit. Go over there, take them out, and again, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute. We're gonna get to some current events in a second.
Right.
North Korea. I want to get to this. Okay, it's time for the American Freedom Package, cocksuckers. It's the time to go in there, take Kim Jong-un, put him on a treadmill, make him run until he dies. End the story there. That's it. That country needs to go away and never come back.
I agree. Also, while you're at it, kill the president of Pakistan. He deemed that child brides should be a legal thing. He deemed it to be against Sharia if you make it illegal. I'm like, that's horrible.
Well, did you see what Pakistan is doing right now? It's petitioning to the international community to make any attack on Islam, hate speech or hate talk.
Yeah, punishable by that.
So we should change change your country laws to criminally punish people.
Yeah.
They didn't say the extent of it,
but we know what they mean.
And Pakistani nationals, so people that emigrated, like left Pakistan.
Yeah.
The Pakistani people that realized that their country's fucked.
Yeah.
They wanted to send them back to Pakistan so they can face punishment if they're talking shit about either Pakistani government or Islam in general.
There's a dude
that is fucking crazy.
There's a dude in Toronto. He's a YouTuber. His name is Easy on Me. He's a Pakistani guy, and like you never see his face because he's like I'm an ex-Muslim. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any of that Sharia bullshit. He's like, I can't show my face because if my family or anybody,
it's like a gay Muslim. It's like a pink unicorn. They
they
don't exist. They've all died.
Yeah, like I watch YouTube videos.
They've been decapitated.
Yeah, he's like I have to go back to Pakistan to visit like my grandparents and like family, whatever. He's like, I have to lie. They're like, I'm like super religious and everything. He's like, but the thing is, they'll never get it. They'll never understand how a secular society works because everybody's been so indoctrinated to believe that anything other than that is terrible. Now, moving on to current events.
My favorite topic of the week. This shit is just out of control right now. United Airlines. What in the fuck were you thinking, you stupid idiots?
#1 in Chinese takeout.
The memes, I don't think I've ever seen.
Oh God!
I just watched the
richer than a.
It was like when United Airlines needs to make some room on the plane, and they had the WWE Royal Rumble. That was the funniest shit. Like the memes.
They showed a flight plan. It's like first class, economy, flight club.
The memes are just out of control, and for once, I love all of them. It's absolutely great. But I just want to say, like, just talk about just the principle of it. Okay, let's just talk. Let's just start from the beginning. I'm gonna go through the story. Say what I think is stupid, what I think is great. Obviously, the memes. That's the best part about it. And what I just think is like we need to kind of reflect on it a little bit. Every airline overbooks. That's what they do to stay in business. If you don't do it, you're going to slowly but surely fall behind the other airlines. It's stupid. I think there should be legislation banning overbooking.
Canada's actually starting to do that. The Minister of Transport started introducing a bill because in Canada, like, there's never really been violence on planes, right? But when they saw that, like, oh shit, this could happen.
So here's where they went wrong. Okay, forget about the overbooking. They all do it. That's wrong. You overbook. Why are you letting these people on the plane? Just to be like, okay, well, I can't.
It turned out that
I
they
can't-
overbooked for their own employees.
Right, it doesn't matter. But you should have been like, okay, you can get on the plane, and be like, okay, that's it. We don't have any more room. You don't let these people. That's their first mistake right there. You knew that they knew that was going to happen, and they let it happen anyway. Because once you get that person in the seat, it's a lot harder to tell them to get the fuck out of the seat.
Yeah.
If you don't give them the seat in the first place, it's not going to be that hard to tell them to get the fuck out
Yeah,
of the seat.
the guy who's asked you was like a 60-something-year-old man.
Now,
You whooped his ass,
Now-
broke his nose, dragged him out. Then he came running back and his mouth was all
let me
bloody.
just go with this. Then they went with volunteer. So who wants to get off the plane? So that's the second stupidest thing in this story. Where after you sit down, no, there should be because you know they have the check-in area.
Yeah.
All the people are in the same area. You have someone on the PA flight. Ask fucky 134. Everyone, we've overbooked and we need volunteers before we selectively.
We will accommodate you accordingly, of course.
Of course, and they always do that. Okay.
Not this time.
Now, now this is where I don't get it. And this is where I get a little bit of that entitlement and that customers always right type of mentality. Yes, what happened was wrong from the airline's perspective. But when security comes in and tells you, sir, you need to get off the plane, you get the fuck off the plane. That doctor, I don't know what fucking doctor that is, that was a feral animal. The noises that guy was making, it was like a squealing pig as he's getting dragged to the butcher shop. That is not the reaction of a normal human being.
Right, at the same time, if I'm on a plane, I'm doing nothing wrong, and a security guy's like, you need to leave, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Okay, then they'll be like, well, sir, we can't fly the plane.
Okay.
So you gotta sit in your seat like a dummy.
Yeah, no, but you see where I'm going with this. It's unfair for most.
It's the same thing.
I just don't agree how they
When I was a kid, and I had to get on super packed buses.
Yeah.
The bus would come, and it would get full with people, and then some people would still try to get in or hang on to the side of it, and the bus driver would say "All right, someone needs to get off. I can't close the doors, therefore I can't leave," and no one would. This is what's wrong with this consumer society. You're entitled to that seat. This isn't some sort of it's not a privilege, okay? Flying around the planet isn't a privilege. Stop acting so privileged, okay? You have no sense of respect whatsoever for property, for that business, for whatever. Again, what they did was fucked up. Dragging them off, that's all fucked up. But looking at the perspective, this consumer type privileged perspective, no, this is my seat. No, I'm not gonna move. Drag me.
Yeah, listen, if I was that airline, I would have done the thing like you said before everybody got on this plane, but we will accommodate you accordingly. We'll put you on the next flight. We will, you'll get I don't know, a $200 voucher or something like that.
Sure, and they always do that. Not only are you gonna fly for free, they're obviously reimbursing you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get a voucher. They give you money off.
We apologize. We've overbooked, and there were other complications. We will.
Bolts and hose.
Holy shit!
My brother just walked in the room.
What's up, Alex? How you doing, buddy?
Alex,
And on that note, Ground Earth Society, episode 3.5, wrapping it up.
By the
Peace
way,
out, bitches.
Not even close. Canada's legalizing weed as of 2018.
But we'll talk about that next time. Next episode.
Anyways.
Episode 4. We couldn't air episode 3 because it sucked balls. So this is episode 3.5.
All right, bye guys. Take care.